All right. Hello and welcome to Roundtable. I'm Angelique Minette. I am your Ishkote Roundtable Commissioner.
And I'm Esmeralda Bonk, and I am the Roundtable Commissioner for Wapula Naswa. And welcome to September Roundtable 2021. Guys, all ready and excited? Woohoo! No? All right, I got a thumbs up. Woohoo! All right, please prepare yourselves for the pledge, oath, and law. Oh, wait, I can't do that without sharing the screen first, right? That looks better. Here we go.
Those in uniform, please salute. Those who are not, put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
A scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Awesome. All right, I had to stop to share this a little differently. There we go. All right. So let us continue with our prayer. And this is Amanda Herman, who is the committee chair for Pac 39 and Troop 40.
Hi, I am Amanda Herman, and I am committee chair for Mokina Pac 39 and Mokina Troop 40. I'm also a member of the Rainbow Council's Diversity and Inclusion Committee. Part of the work we are doing in our committee is to feature diverse prayers that are not the standard Christian prayers that we so commonly find in our units and activities, especially in our area. Each month, a member of our committee will be sharing the prayers that we find with all of you at Roundtable. We're also creating some files that we will keep available for you to use for your units in the future if you would like to find something a little bit different. So tonight I'm going to share a Jewish prayer by Levi Yachak that really spoke to me over the last few weeks. So please join me in bowing your heads or doing whatever you feel most comfortable doing to show your reverence. God of the world, I stand before you and before my neighbors, pardoning, forgiving, struggling to be open to all that have hurt and angered me. Be this the hurt of body or soul, of honor or property, whether they were forced to hurt me or did so willingly, whether by accident or intent, whether by word or deed, I forgive them because we are human. I'm ready to take upon myself the commandment, love your neighbor as yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. So what is this diversity committee? Okay, what is diversity? Diversity is empowering people by respecting and appreciating what makes people different, allows for exploration of differences in a safe, positive, and nurturing environment, understanding one another by surpassing simple tolerance to endure people are truly value their differences, brings a diverse set of perspectives, work, and life experiences, as well as religious and cultural differences. If you or someone you know want to add your diverse perspective to our new Rainbow Council Diversity Committee, please reach out to Dan Stromberg or myself, and we will put you in contact with a Zoom link. The committee meets virtually on the fourth Thursday of every month. So to add to our diversity, Jason King here has some information to add to our Jewish holidays.
Hi everyone, my name is Jason King. I'm the Assistant Cub Master of Pac 39 in Mokina, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Jewish high holidays of September. The first one that's already passed is Rosh Hashanah. That's from September 6th through 8th. This is the Jewish New Year in the Jewish calendar. The next one coming up is September 15th and 16th. This is Yom Kippur. It's a holy day. Usually it's the Day of Atonement. It's about the fact that all of us are not who we want to be. All of us are struggling to become better people. After this comes Sukkot. The first day it's a Jewish harvest festival. This is September 20th through the 22nd. And September 27th through the 29th is Simchat Torah. This is the end of the liturgical calendar, if you want to think of it that way. In Judaism, it's the end of the readings of the Torah. So These are the 4 big ones that are coming up in September. Each of the 3 coming up are high holidays, so that means that some people that are of the Jewish faith might not work during these. So thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you, Jason, for this wonderful information. Hopefully you can take some of this information and share with your units. Next up is our info minutes with Angie.
All right, everybody, hold on to your scout pants or your pant legs if they're unzipped off your pants like they are mine, and I can't find them right now. All right, let's see. Pulling up the info minute. Cool. All right, floating head time. We are ready for the info minute. First off, COVID restriction update. The only restrictions we have right now are to maintain your social distancing, and if you are indoors, everyone, vaccinated or not, needs to be wearing a mask at all scouting events, but nothing has changed. Recharter prep. So now is still the time to start thinking about recharter. I know it comes towards the end of the year, but now is the time. We have a new, simpler recharter system that is launching this year. Your commissioner team is going to be available to help you. And Ez and I are going to be covering rechartering in November's roundtable. So you are going to make sure you don't want to miss that one, because that's when you're going to get all the information that you need to recharter. To start planning now to make your life and our life easier, please go check your rosters on my.scouting.com, not on Scoutbook, on my.scouting.com, and make sure they reflect your current membership. If you can see that someone's missing, now is the time to get them put on. If someone's no longer with your unit, now is the time to make sure you drop them. It'll make life.
Just make sure it's .org.
Yes, .org. You're right. Thank you. .org, my.scouting.org. Please also check your YPT status on all your members. If anyone's YPT is not current in your unit, you're not going to be able to recharter them. And you should not be holding up your whole recharter just to give them time to finish their YPT. Tell them now and tell them they have a deadline by the end of the month. Fixing those issues now is going to make things a lot easier for you. The fee structure, just so everyone remembers, is $72 for all the scout youth, $45 for the adult volunteers, plus the $3 that council adds on to cover council insurance fees, and then $75 for the unit fee. So your PAC pays that $75 for your unit charter. So given those numbers, you should be able to figure out right now how much your recharter is going to cost for your unit. Scout Life is, I believe, $12 to add on. If you wanted to add Scout Life on for your scouts now, figure it out now. Start collecting money now. If you are traditionally have trouble and you're getting your stuff in late, start now. It's okay to start now. All right. Popcorn. Popcorn season is in full swing. If you're running low or you have questions or you need help, please reach out to your district popcorn kernels. Your take order forms are due October 16th, and your popcorn pickup will be November 5th, as far as I'm aware. If I am incorrect with that, let me know. All right, Wood Badge. Wood Badge will be held October 9th through 11th and October 23rd through 24th. And we have enough people to run a full course. Woohoo! We have 12 spots left, and it is not too late to go for it. So if you are still thinking you might like to do it, this is one of the best trainings that you can take as a scouting volunteer. And absolutely, it's a great idea to take it as a Cub leader because it helps you understand how the program works together, both the Cubs and the Scouts BSA. It covers all of it, the whole thing. So it's great to take it as a Cub leader. I took it as a Cub leader. It's awesome. If you are thinking about becoming Baloo trained, Baloo is the basic adult leader outdoor orientation, and it allows you to take PACs camping. If you are thinking about taking Baloo training, that is in October, and I don't have the date right here in front of me, but I'm sure one of my compatriots here will pop it in the pop it in the chat box for me while I'm talking. Actually, yes, it is. Anyway, you need to have that to take the pack camping, and it's a lot of fun. Also, there's IOLS, and that's for Scouts BSA volunteers, but you can still take it as a Scout leader. Thank you, Ez. October 15th and 16th for both Blue and IOLS. IOLS is also outdoor skills. So, but they're more geared towards the Scouts BSA. You learn axes and saws and all kinds of great stuff. It's a lot of fun. Make sure you sign up now for either of those because there is a cutoff date. And if we don't have enough people signed up, it gets canceled and then everybody's sad. On to program. Well, that's adult training. Programming. We have Friday, September 17th through the 19th is the Cub Scout Family Camp at RSR. The theme this year is the Great American Frontier, and registration is open online. And remember, family camp is for the whole family, which is a lot of fun. I've done it myself. Calling all Webelos and Arrow of Light Scouts and Scouts BSA Scouts. Come in the morning and camp overnight on September 25th at RSR. It's the Arrow of Light Campout, and it's a great way for the Scouts BSA to show the Webelos and AOLs what Scouts BSA is all about. And they use the patrol method. They also work towards their rank with the help from the Scouts, and it's a great cooking, campfire, and game experience. Registration is also online. This is a great event. You get to knock off a whole bunch of requirements if you have Webelos or AOLs at this one camp out, and it's a lot of fun. They get to experience a little bit what it's like to do a camporee. Escape the great outdoors. We have this is coming up on. The membership committee is planning a fun day for all new Scouts, recruiters, and their families to escape the great indoors at RSR. The event is Saturday, October 3rd, and it's free. We'll have archery, hikes, scavenger hunts, scout crafts, and more. Look for a sign up coming soon to the council calendar, and I believe it's up now.
Yep. There it is.
Okay. So, she popped it in there. All right. So that is for all Scouts who have just joined recently and they're recruiters, right?
Yep.
Great. We also have the OA Heritage Hike coming up October 2nd, and it will be at Stratton Park in Morris, and it is along the I&M Canal. It is open for anybody. So you can be a Cub Scout, a Scouts BSA, you can be a family member, and it's a wonderful hike along the I&M Canal, and they will have stations to teach you about the I&M Canal. It is $5 a person, which covers the patch, and the registration is online at the council calendar. Finally, the Scouts BSA Fall Camporee. Unfortunately, if you have an older sibling in that, or if you're involved in that, has been canceled due to a scheduling conflict and a lack of volunteers. All right, 2021 Distinguished Citizen Award Dinner is an annual event hosted by the Rainbow Council Boy Scouts of America, which honors an individual who has provided significant and enduring contributions to the community and who embodies the principles and values of the Scouting program, and thereby serves as an exemplary role model for our young people. The 2021 committee presents this award to Ed and Gloria Dollinger of Dollinger Farms in Shanahan on October 10th at the Jacob Henry Mansion in Joliet. This event will highlight the admirable career and accomplishments of the Dollingers' impact in the community, and tickets for the event are $125. All right. Two more things. Online training. There is a new module. We talked about it last month, but there is a new module online at my.scouting.org in your training called New Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Training for Volunteers. It is voluntary. It's not required, but it's really good, and I highly suggest you take it. Finally, there are recruiting flyers available at the office in Lockport. Check the pinned announcements in the Rainbow Roundtable Facebook page to complete the request form or call the office. And one other thing, Rainbow is putting out an ad now for people who would like to consider being a staff member at summer camp next year. So even if you've never been a staff member before, you can be an adult, and you think that might be something that interests you, go ahead and contact the office and find out more information. If you have anything you would like to add, please contact Ez or I before our next roundtable, and we will make sure to share it. One more thing, next month, instead of our regular roundtable, we will be having a fireside chat with Council's Key 3. It will be at Rainbow Council, and you will have the opportunity to ask our Council's Key 3 any questions that you have about scouting, about our council, about anything that's really burning question about scouting, and they will attempt to answer those questions. We do have a sheet, a Google form right now where you can anonymously submit questions, and we can compile them and give them to the Key 3 to prepare too. So you will have a chance to ask questions in person, but we also have the form if you would like to ask a question ahead of time or anonymously. And we will attempt to drop that in the chat, and if we will also be putting it on the Facebook page. So that is your info minute.
All right, so coming up next is Scout Law for this month is Trustworthy. Do you know the story of George Washington and his father's cherry tree? It goes that 6-year-old Washington damaged a cherry tree with a hatchet. When he was confronted by his father, George bravely responded, "I cannot tell a lie. I did cut it with my hatchet." Washington's father's anger at the injury to the tree was replaced by joy that his son was so honest. It's a tale that's been passed on for generations, but ironically was made up by a biographer who was short on information about Washington's early life, but took it as an opportunity to promote good values. Being trustworthy includes, but goes far beyond just being honest. It means being dependable, being a person who lives up to their word and acts with integrity in everything they do. This portion of our law is why we can begin the Scout Oath with "On my honor." It's no small thing to lay on the line. Someone's honor is made up of their honesty, integrity, reputation, how they treat others, and how they act when no one is looking. It's everything a person is by giving our word at the outset of the Scout Oath. Scouts are promising to be guided by its ideals, and we are measured by how well we live up to that promise. These values are essential to lessons our programs teach. Scouting builds a solid foundation of character, leadership, value, and education that stays with a child for a lifetime. So a Scout is trustworthy. Leader Award is this trained strip. This is basically a strip that shows that you can wear on your shoulder patch that says that you are a highly trained leader. It's presented to adults or youth who have completed training requirements in their position. It is presented to Scouts BSA youth members, venture youth, and adults upon completion of training. Also may be worn by den chiefs who have completed den chief training. Trainings include, but not limited to, and you've heard about this, introduction to outdoor leader skills, BALOO, den chief training, introduction to leadership skills for troops, and many others. So take a look at those training modules that Angie had said, or, you know, be one of those highly trained professionals and have it on your shoulder patch, on your, not your shoulder, your sleeve, like this one. They do come in the green with the tan or the red and the tan.
All right, Cub Scout Award is the National Den Award. So this is a great award for Cub Scouting in your den. So even if your whole pack isn't working towards the National Pack Award, your den can work towards the National Den Awards. What you get, spiffy, is this cool ribbon that you can hang from your den flag. If you don't have a den flag, I highly recommend them. The kids love them. But basically, it's all about having a good den experience for your kids. So you're using the Denner system, which if you're not familiar with that, look it up. It's basically making one kid the class line leader for the month, if you ever had that in school. In a tiger den, it's where you're passing the leadership around to other adult and child hosts. You have field trips, you attending day camps, conducting projects or activities, having half of your den, do some of the adventures, half of your den participating in a patriotic ceremony, half of them doing a conservation project, and half of them doing a den service project. So, the bar is low for it because, we all know parents are busy. And so if you have a den of 8, that means only 4 of them have to do a lot of this stuff. But it is something that helps you plan and see and plan a good den year for your scouts. And you can get a ribbon for it. That's the National Den Award.
All right, next up is Melissa with our membership minute.
Hi, everyone. Melissa Rubik. I'm the Vice President of Membership for Rainbow Council. So this month, let's talk about the invitation and application managers on my.scouting.org. So how do scouts find your unit? For many of you, it's through the super customizable forms that you might hand out, being visible in your community, or through word of mouth. But for those lucky few, there are families searching for you on beascout.org. And because you've listened to your unit commissioners, we know that your Be a Scout pin is up to date. Now these families can reach out to you directly in what we call a lead. These leads represent pure gold, a proactive family looking for a unit for their son or daughter. Your Unit Key 3 new membership coordinator or one of their designees should be checking this list often. Make sure you're following up. The contact phone number and email are listed in the lead. The worst thing would be to lose one of these by ignoring them. The system allows you to make notes to help others in your unit know the status of the lead. And once the family receives an application, don't forget to mark the lead complete. Now, what happens with those applications? Some of you are still doing paper applications for adults and youth, and that's okay. But make sure your Unit Key 3 are talking about the process and that all of you are on board with your plan. Online applications are often faster and less prone to errors when creating a new scout or leader record. Online applications can be reviewed and approved or rejected right in the application manager. For youth applications, Unit Key 2s have the ability to accept applications. But for adult applications, this is the job only for the charter org rep. Once approved, all applications go to council for final approval, background checks, and updating your unit roster. An application that is not approved only has 30 days before it will time out and automatically refund the application fees. And these are the 2 links in there. So please be checking those leads. There's lots of leads that are open right now. There's several applications that are open right now. Do not let them time out.
Sad when that happens.
And there is that.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Melissa.
Yes.
Yeah, one thing to note too, your email might filter that coming from scouting.org. So go in and make a habit of checking it yourself, or at least searching your email for them, because I've had that happen where I didn't know I had one and had been sitting in there for 2 weeks. All right. Ez, could you advance the slide for me?
Got it for you.
Okay, so this month, the safety minute is transportation safety. There is a whole lot of information. The first thing that I want to make sure everyone's aware of in your training, the training modules that you took for, say, your position, in there is also a drive safely, and it is 60 minutes, and it is boring, but it is important information. And you're like, yeah, I know how to drive. It's good to have a refresher. So take that, then you can say you've taken this drive safely training, you know what the scouting rules for driving are. So make sure that you get that certification in your training manager. The other thing that BSA has is Safety Minute Transportation Safety. And Ez, can you click on that link for me up there in the top right? So if you go to scouting.org and you go to the safety minutes, there is a transportation safety shorts, and you can see on the right, you can download the PDF, but if you scroll down as for me, you see all these little topics, and just leave it right there for me. All these different topics have a PDF page with them, and you can click on them. Click on driving a full-size van for me, please. and pull up this PDF, and you can take this back to your unit and use it as a safety moment for your pack. So like we have a safety moment here in Roundtable, it would be smart for you to have a safety minute in your committee. And it will let you know what BSA recommends as the safest things that you can do when you're driving. Vans in particular have a couple extra rules with them that BSA doesn't have for regular cars. So it's good to refresh everyone's memory if they're going to be transporting scouts. So one thing to notice for vans in particular, because I know several of us have them and are using them with scouting, you can't use anything before 2005 because it doesn't have the stability control. And also something to note that the big vans you need to up your insurance premium if you're using them for scouting. They have to have a minimum of, I should have looked it up. I believe it's $1 million on your insurance policy if you're using them personally for scouting. Anyway, there's chock full of information like this, and you should probably check it out if you haven't. And that is the Safety Minute.
All right, general topic. Still you, my friend.
All right. So we are talking today quickly about the new leader orientation. So we get these volunteers that come. I know they happen. We do actually get volunteers that are new and don't know anything about scouting. And when it happens, we are so excited. We are like, yes, we have new volunteer helping us. And then we throw so much at them that it's overwhelming and they get really frustrated and sometimes they leave. So we want to avoid that happening by making sure our new leaders feel very prepared. So Ez, if you could click on that link. I really should have pulled this screen up myself so that we can control it. Scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, please. This is scouting.org program/Cub Scouts. This is the main Cub Scout all the way down. Main Cub Scout page. Oh, there it is. So if you go to the main Cub Scout page on Boy Scouts website, down here at the bottom are leader resources. So this is where you want to direct all, or maybe you've never seen it yourself before. This is where you want to direct your new leaders, because in each of these sections are really important basic information. So let's click on Pac Committee Resource, see what's in there. You have a new committee member. You're going to direct them to this page because it has everything they need to know about being a new leader. It shows which books they need, what patches they wear. Look at that. It has links right to the information in the brochures. There's some awesome information in there. Keep going. Look, Guide to Safe Scouting. People ask, what can I do with my unit, or what can we do with the pack? Oh, look at that, selecting Cub Scout leadership. This is a gold mine page for new leaders. It even has, here are the basic digital tools. Here is where you can get more information. It links them to everything. Cub Chat Live is an awesome thing that happens online live every Friday, and it teaches people about what's going on in Cub Scouts. But anyway, this whole page is for leaders, and there's one for each type of different leader. So we've got the basics of committee, the basics of a Cub Scout, Cub Master. We've got the basics for charter organization rep. It's all right here. It's all in one spot. Someone at BSA listened and put it all on one page, but then they forgot to tell everybody it's all on one page. So here I am telling you it's all on one page. So Ez dropped that in the chat box, this link, and make sure you spend some time on there poking around, because you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is everything I needed. And make sure you share it with your new Cub Scout leaders especially. Thank you very much.
All right. So this is a part of our roundtable where we do some breakout sessions. So to this Cub Scout breakout session is everyone volunteers. So let's take a listen.
All right, before we get started, Peter, can you hand me a bottle of water, please? Thank you. Hey, you know, many of us volunteer every day without even knowing it. You know, Peter just volunteered to help me by getting me a bottle of water. In this roundtable, we're going to discuss the most common mistakes PACs make when they try to get parents to volunteer. So welcome to Roundtable, where everyone volunteers. First, let me apologize for the title because I don't want you to think that if you don't have every parent in your PAC volunteering, that you are somehow doing something wrong. I also don't want you to think that I'm under the delusion that getting every parent to volunteer is a realistic goal. What we do know is that studies and surveys show that the majority of parents with Cub Scout age children expect to volunteer in some manner for their child's activities. This just isn't a Cub Scout thing. In the Roundtable video, Welcoming New Families, posted on October 2020, we shared the first thing that a PAC needs to do to welcome new families is to create a culture of fun and friendship in your PAC. This is so important that it does bear repeating, because it really is the key to creating a culture where parents volunteer. So if you missed that video, go check it out. There's another great resource that you should watch if you haven't already done so, and that's the Roundtable video, Getting Parents Involved. In that video, we share a proven technique for getting more parents to help with the tasks that need to get done in your PAC. So in this roundtable, we're going to go and address the most common mistakes PAC make when they try to get parents to volunteer. Now, leaders say that they have a difficult time recruiting parents. And often they tell me that what they do is they get parents together in a room and they tell them that they need help. They may stand up at a blue and gold and say something like this: "We really need more parents to help out with our PAC. Please, if you can help, we need you. If you like to be on the PAC committee, we need you. We'll find a spot for you." There's so much wrong with this approach. The overall error is that you're not asking a specific person to do a specific task. You'll notice that this is one of the reasons why the method shared in getting parents involved actually works. You're asking specific people to do a specific task. A task that a person chooses. It wasn't assigned. A task that may or may not include being a registered leader. Now, the other thing that I would say about this approach is that no one wants to board a sinking ship. When you give a desperate plea for help to parents, it just comes off as just that, desperate. Looking desperate is never a good approach when you want to attract people to help. Now, at the beginning of the video, I asked Peter, someone specific, to get me a bottle of water, a specific task. I know Peter, and I know that he has the skills necessary to do this task. He knows where the water is. He knows how to pick it up. He can bring it to me. He's also motivated because if my throat and mouth remain moist, the better I can read the teleprompter. The less takes we have to do. And the quicker we can get this done and move on to the next project. There are 2 other people in the studio as we're filming this. If I had asked, "Will someone get me a bottle of water?" the first thing that would have happened is 3 people would have looked at each other, wondering, who's he talking to? Then, what if one of them didn't know where the water was? They would be thinking, well, he's not talking to me. During this moment of silence and confusion, I would start thinking, well, no one wants to help me. Now, think about what happens if you have 10 people in a room and you ask, "We need more parents to help out." Now, this is what people are actually thinking when you say that. Who are they talking to? Are they talking to me? I don't even know how this Cub Scout program works, so they certainly can't be talking to me. This must not be very important if they're just asking anyone to do it. Hey, I got 15 minutes before I have to leave and pick up my other kids. This is completely unorganized. I am not sure I want to be part of this. All right, so now that you know what happens when you ask a group of people all at once with a generic plea for help, we hope you will avoid it. We recommend using the proven techniques described in the Roundtable video titled Getting Parents Involved. This is especially effective if you have a lot of positions or tasks that need to be done or filled all at once. Now, when you have a key leadership position to fill, like a den leader, cub master, or Pac Committee chair, you really should use the Recruiting Volunteer Leaders brochure found on scouting.org. This tool will walk you through an effective method for identifying and recruiting these key positions. Now, this tool focuses on the concept of first identifying skill sets needed for the position and then identifying those who have those skill sets. The biggest mistake people make in this area is thinking that tenure or prior scouting experience is required for every leadership position, and that simply just isn't true. Now, you want to have regularly scheduled meetings with your parents. Now, I often share how we built a PAC by having monthly parent meetings. Now, this really was our PAC committee, but we didn't want anyone to think that we didn't want their help. So when you say you are having a PAC committee meeting, only people who are registered leaders and know that they are on the PAC committee attend. When you call it a parent meeting, the name of the meeting itself indicates you expect all parents to attend. This simple tip is another way to create a welcoming environment. Our standard PAC schedule was to have DEN meetings the first 2 weeks of the month, PAC meetings on the 3rd week, and the parents meeting the 4th week. We decided to have all our meetings on Tuesdays. So in our community, Tuesday night was Cub Scout night. Now, I'm not suggesting that your PAC needs to have the same cadence. I share this to demonstrate that we put some thought into what would work best for our parents. We felt it was important to just have one night a week, and we thought it would be important to keep that night the same each week. Now, we didn't always get every parent to attend, but we always had enough parents who were willing to help with tasks that needed to get done. Regularly scheduled meetings for parents is also an opportunity to do something very important, and that is to build a PAC community. We talked about this in an episode of Cub Chat Live, and you can watch that episode and all the past episodes on the Scouting Magazine Facebook page. The parent meeting doesn't need to be boring either, and it doesn't need to be in the same place that you hold your PAC meetings. Perhaps it's held at a coffee shop, or maybe there's a family in your PAC that would be willing to host the meeting in their house. The point is to think of it this way. The more attractive you make the meeting to the parents you serve, the more likely they will attend. And remember, refreshments are always a good way to attract people. Now, I saved the most common mistake for last, and that is simply not asking. Yes, I know that seems odd. What is even more odd is that leaders who say they ask all the time will still have parents say, "I was never asked." This isn't an indication of not asking, it is how you are asking. Remember, ask a specific person to do a specific task. This may provide a number of choices from which the person selects a task. Don't make desperate pleas for help. Watch the Roundtable videos titled Welcoming New Families and Getting Parents Involved, and have regularly scheduled meetings that parents want to come to. Now, for the best part, it's time for you to share with others. Consider these questions. What tip in this video did you find the most helpful or insightful? What do you do that works best for your PAC to get parents to volunteer? What changes are you planning to make based on what you learned from this roundtable? Have you seen the Roundtable videos welcoming new families and getting parents involved? If so, did you make any changes to your PAC based on what you learned from those roundtables? That's it for this roundtable. I look forward to seeing you at the next roundtable.
All right. So let's have a chat.
All right, who heard something in there that was just mind-blowing, that they felt was really mind-blowing? What was it? Nothing. We're all aces. We're all really good at this.
I'll say some. Oh, wait.
Oh, Alexandra, go for it.
Go for it.
I love the part about calling the committee meetings parent meetings, because we have quite the, little in-group that's like, oh, it's the committee. It's not, nobody's invited.
I also loved that idea. And I was like, maybe I'll do it for my troop, because that also sounds like a good idea. Yeah, no, that was great.
Absolutely. I like the fact that not to say the desperate, we need help.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that. I've done that.
I mean, when you get to a point where you have to, guilt them into it is one thing, but I think with those new parents, it's just like getting them to do little things like plan the Halloween party that's coming up, or pick up the pizzas for the for this event or something. I think that starts getting them more and more involved. Like, well, I can do that. Well, is there anything else I can do? And if they actually volunteer, and they ask, what can I do to help? Find something for them to help. So.
Does anybody else have, baby steps to get them involved? Absolutely. That's like the key secret to doing it. Does anybody else have something that worked really well for them to get adults to step up and volunteer?
We laid a really nice foundation with our Lion program of really embracing, sharing, leading the meeting, because then it's comfortable then, and they're used to being there with their kids. And then now they're up to, Bear Den, and the parents still come and they still are involved and still want to help out, in every aspect of the meeting. So that's been really helpful.
Yeah, that's the secret about the Lion and the Tiger program. They're supposed to have a parent there anyway. So if you can, the goal is to get them to rotate through leading. So even if you have a den leader for your tiger or your lion den, and that's their biggest job, you can have that den leader. Okay, all right, this month you're going to do this. Here's everything you need to do it and how you're going to do it. But you guys get to lead it this month. And if you remember, when we just looked at the Den Award, that was one of the goals, was that you're rotating the leadership through your lion and tiger den. And there's a reason for that.
One of the things that really worked well for my former pack was a lot of mentoring. The bear leaders have been there, done that. So why not help the wolf parents and share resources and let them know what worked well and what didn't. For a while, we were passing out the physical leader books, and if you take notes and you want to pass that down, you can. So try to help that, so that these new parents, these new lions, these new tiger parents have somebody to go to for a resource that can help answer their questions. And we're just finished the program, so they're very familiar with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I love that you pass along the books, because that helps den leaders feel a lot more comfortable knowing they're not inventing it from scratch, and that there's literally like play by play. Here's how you hold your meetings for the whole year, right in a book. All right. Has anybody else watched the other video that he was referring to? Probably not, because we haven't linked to it, but
I put the link for both videos. The first Vimeo link is the getting parents involved. And then the second one that I just dropped in the chat is the welcoming new families. So if you want to grab those from there.
Watch them later. They're good stuff. He's a little long-winded, but he does a good job explaining. Any other discussion about getting parents involved? Anyone with a question?
Just one more thought is that, last month, Membership Minute was all about getting those families involved and starting it before they're involved. So, starting that conversation, setting that expectation from day -1, that, this is a volunteer organization. I am not paid to be here. We expect parents to participate. And if you start that conversation, we've had a lot more success selling it that it's a condition of joining.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how many people think that you get paid to do it. I got that too, Melissa, when I was a club leader. All right. Anything else relating to recruiting adults? All right, then now we will move on to the part where if you have any questions or any discussions about scouting or Cub Scouts or Rainbow Council, we are here to answer your questions.
I also put a link to the Google form for those who want to submit questions for the fireside chat for next month. That is also on there. I will drop it in there again just shortly, because I need to, it's on this side. And so if you want to grab it from there and go ahead and fill it out, that'll be awesome sauce.
Did you say that's going to be out at RSR, the fireside chat?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Probably in the dining hall. Okay, would be my guess, unless the weather is awesome, then we'll be right outside the dining hall.
I think we said it was still going to be in the dining hall so everybody can hear.
Oh yeah, but yeah, because you're right. So Monique is saying, my son's troop flat out said when we joined, is either parent interested in being leader? If not, here's your adult application, just put committee member. It was like a given. Yeah, that's how some PACs do it. I don't know whether that's right or wrong, but that's a way. Get those names on paper. Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we'll find like something that, people like to do. People find out sometimes it takes a while to really get to know you. Really, when you're working with adults, you have to build a relationship with them and kind of find out what they're good at and what they're comfortable with before you start making those asks. So it's kind of takes a lot out of you as a leader to get to know your adults and to get a real feel for what they're comfortable with. I have a few who like freeze up whenever they have to do anything that requires them to talk in front of any group of people. But I found that they're also the people who are really, really willing to help me do paperwork in the background. So it's kind of just finding their niche and building relationship with them. And Monique says, seems to work for her. Lots of parent involvement. So hoping my PAC might try out this trick. Go for it. If it works, go for it.
Report back. Let us know what your success.
Yeah, let us know. Absolutely. Let us know how it works. Because we're all in it together. We're all same goal, trying to make it work.
Absolutely. If it works for one, we can pass that information down to someone else who might need to use that little trick as well. We can try and share that success story. Or failure. Hopefully it's a success.
Yeah. We go for success. Yeah.
For success.
Any other questions? Anything. Can be anything scouting related.
How can I convince my PAC to attend Rainbow Council Scout Camp instead of Kayla's World 6 hours away every summer?
Well, you could attend without them and report back how awesome of an experience you had and try and get some other den members to go with you. There's no law that says you can't do that. So if you'd prefer to camp locally, you can absolutely go without the rest of your PAC to camp 100%. I've done it. And if people say that it was really easy and a lot of fun, you might have more people join you in the future.
Maybe also encourage them to start participate in some of these cub events that are, especially like the ones that are coming up. It's like a mini version of those summer camps. So
that new scout event, like since none of our PAC has been to Rainbow Council Reservation, could they attend that, or is that strictly like the newest signed on scout?
It's supposed to be for new scouts that joined June 1st and after. But if you had, the bar is extremely low. If you had 6 scouts stand and hand out a flyer, or they all told their friends at school to come, and this is through the end of the month. So if you want a customized flyer and you want to have 6 scouts stand aside and pass them out, those 6 scouts and their families could come.
They will be recruiters instead of
yes, they are the recruiters, even if they were unsuccessful in getting scouts. Now, if they did recruit an actual scout, make sure you're signing them up for that recruiter award too. That's another thing that is some bling for their actual uniform shirt. But this bar is very low. If you just stand outside and hand out flyers, you can come to our event, bring your family, and we're going to be having fantastic events. I spoiler alert, Chris Danik is coming, and he's going to give an amazing hike and scavenger hunt of RSR. So
nice.
It's very exciting. And there's other exciting things. There's archery and a whole bunch of other stuff too. So it's going to be a great event. And I was going to say, also family camp, that's a very low time commitment. Come out for the weekend, and, maybe you're not doing anything far away that weekend. You come out for that too.
One thing to remember though, that it is a different experience from the summer camp experience. Because they're run by a paid staff at summer camp as versus volunteer programs when we're at the other part of the year. So it's still like the whole RSR experience, but it is a little bit different. But it gives a good taste.
And it gets them their feet wet.
You can also call D down at the service center and schedule a shooting day, or you can reserve, you can do your own unit hike or your own unit camp out there too. But a shooting day is a great fun one to come out and get some excitement. It's not very expensive, and you just got to find that magical day that still has openings on their calendar, I think.
Yes, Kevin went to Blue training in April and he was mentioning that. And so I've been talking to Dee to try to set something up, but sounds like it'd be fun.
Yes, that's always a really, really popular one with my former pack. And it's like, I think it's $6 to do shooting or $6 to do archery, unless they've changed it. So 12 if you want to do both.
That's why I love having y'all from Baloo, because I get to show you all the fun stuff you can do. So many of them in the pack level haven't been there before, and they have no idea that you can do all these cool things at camp.
Absolutely.
Can I put my word in for cope?
Put it in, Bob. Put it in.
I was thinking that.
Okay, cope. No. Seriously, we have a trained staff that volunteers for cope. They've been through approximately 100 hours of training. It is naturally
what's cope?
Cope. Challenging
outdoor personal experience.
Oh, she knows.
Very good. Thank you. I just do it. I can't. I'm not sure about translating it. But anyway, it is optional for the Cub Scouts. We do a low cope, which is kind of like it's based about the trust fall and various other team building skills that's done on the far side of the lake. And that's probably one of the least utilized aspects of camp. We also do the climbing wall, which everybody can see if you park inside the lot. If you look to the east, you will see north. You will see a big tower. Cub Scouts are age approved to use the far side of it that you cannot see from the parking lot. And that's of course with trained personnel. You can rent that for the morning. But if you want to do a whole day event, you can do a low cope in the morning and a high cope in the afternoon and schedule lunch in between. It's a full day. It exposes the kids, as I said, to teamwork, to the outdoors. Every scout likes to climb, but you'd be surprised. Over the years, we've had some Cub Scout packs do it, and they've turned into a accent of a climbing scout troop and also a venturing crew that enjoys climbing. It opens up a lot of doors to other aspects. You've heard about the Forge, which opened up last year, I believe, possibly 2 years ago. I've never been there, but they offer a full day's event. There's a wide range there, but of course that's not utilizing Rainbow. There is fishing in Rainbow too, if you'd want to schedule a half day with cope, for example, or shooting sports or any other organized event. You could have a free morning or afternoon and you could fish inside the lake. Fishing is very good there, by the way, and that's an unbiased opinion. I fish there often, and it is very rewarding. It's nice and quiet. It's nice to see camp when there's not a lot of people there too. But I'm just curious, why would somebody want to drive 6 hours instead of driving 45 minutes?
Because they've never been to RSR, so they don't know any better.
Sad day.
In a ways, you are paying a part of your scout fee if you donate to FOS, for example. The FOS donation goes directly to camp. It stays within our council. If you donate $5 to FOS, all $5 stays within Rainbow Council, which includes the camp. All right, the camp is the biggest expense. The camp is the biggest beneficiary. It's if you've never been there, I would say number one, why would you want to spend 6 hours in a car with Cub Scouts? Number two, if you're not familiar with it, it's an opportunity just to get exposure to it. I'd say try it for a day.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're almost
sorry.
out of time. We've got like 2 minutes left.
Sorry.
But no, it's okay. But Bob loves
Okay.
camp. We love camp too. Absolutely, go to camp. Even if your rest of your pack doesn't go, you go. Report back. Tell them how awesome it was.
Lots of pictures.
Thank you, everybody, for coming to Roundtable tonight. And Monique saying, yeah, make a day at RSR. Absolutely. Maybe we will make that a post. Anyway, next month, remember, we're not having a regular roundtable. We're having the fireside chat with the Council Key 3. Very worthwhile your time to go out to camp and be a part of that and learn a little bit about and ask your questions and learn a little bit more about what's going on. Otherwise, we'll see you there. And if not, we'll see you in 2 months in November to learn all about rechartering. All right, see you here. Good night, guys.
Bye.